Yeah, a power tool for you. BBC, a power tool for you and me. BBC, All right. Welcome to the PPC Radio Show. We're doing a little different today. No commercials, so more talk. DJ Kid Disco is on a different device, so we'll do that next time. Much love to our sponsors. Shelly Shell Williams is with us. DJ Kid Disco has joined us. I'm so happy. And we have my friend Barney Cobb. Barney and I go back to, I think, 1998. It was before I had a baby girl. My life totally changed, and I was just trying to get my body together. And he ended up becoming my trainer and my friend. And the things that I learned from him have stayed with me, how to form and how to exercise correctly and how to have fun while you're doing it. So I'm really thankful. He's having some technology issues with his video, but we can hear him. So everybody, welcome Barney Cobb.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Oh, good.
Hey, Barney.
We usually have a hand clap, so we'll just have to do it live today.
Okay.
Because we don't have a lot of stuff, but a hand clap is good enough. So I hate that I can't see you, Barney, but so we always, we're really doing it now because I'm starting to remember. Shelly Shell, ask your question, girl.
All right, y'all, we are here. I really do wish you could see them, but it's okay. We're going to still talk about it. I know you heard the intro, powerful lessons, lifelong lessons, true confessions, right? So it's true confession times. We start off with what's your true confession? It doesn't have to be deep and all personal, but one true confession that you want to share, and then we'll have to follow you.
Is it a family show?
hey! Oh, listen, come on now. What you got? Hey, I'm curious.
Oh my God. I have so many. I don't know where to start. A true confession that I had a fantasy that I wanted to be Cinda Williams' husband.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Is that right?
That's new. I have never heard that.
Wow. I told you that.
I don't remember that, Barney. I don't remember that. Maybe I just wasn't listening.
Well, yeah, I had the biggest crush on you, of course, from the movie like Mo Better Blues. I mean, who didn't?
He did say that. He did. He said that in the podcast that he had a crush on you from the movie.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess a lot of people did. I showed enough body. So a lot of guys had that fantasy.
It wasn't that. I had a crush on you because of your brain.
Oh, thank you. It
wasn't your body at all.
Oh, shucks. You saying this for this TV screen. Come on now. Even the women were like, yes, honey, that body. Look at her. That's a bad joint right there.
Yeah, back in my skinny days, man, I was thin.
Oh my gosh, you are so skinny. What do you mean?
Comparatively, believe me, I was actually in that movie smaller. No, not anymore. I was gonna say smaller than my daughter is now, but not really. She is like skinny. I wasn't that. I got like that in one false move, but I had lots of this stuff though. This stuff didn't matter how small my body was. Well, but I'm a good 50 pounds bigger than that now.
Oh, 50 pounds, that's nothing. Mm-hmm. But so you had a dream or a fantasy that you were her husband. That's pretty deep. Why husband? Was it? Huh?
I wanted to go, all the way. I didn't want to be just the boyfriend. I wanted to be the husband.
Oh my, a husband.
Yeah, we're gonna have kids and everything.
Oh my, kids and everything.
I completely missed that. Totally. I did not have a clue ever. He's good. Because, I've had male friends that I could tell felt some kind of way, but not with you, Barney. I never got that. You held it in close to your. And I mean, I was dating that fireman when I met you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
dating that fireman, and that was hell. And then right after that, I met Rod, who's my baby daddy. So I guess we never had time for that fantasy to come to fruition.
Well,
He was being respectful. That's a good thing right there, to be respectful. Because not many people would have been respectful. They'd have been like, listen, you want to drop that zero and get with this hero right now?
Exactly.
well, exactly. And let me tell you, because I think I said this story, earlier. I saw her at the gym, and I wasn't with her, but I just saw her at the gym, like having a tour. I couldn't place who she was. I knew who she was. I couldn't place her name. And then when she was assigned to me for me to be her personal trainer, I saw her name and knew immediately. So I scheduled out appointments, but I said, I'm not going to let her know that I know who she is. I'm going to train her and get her crush, and just train her. And I didn't tell her that I knew that she was an actor and all that stuff. I did this and that. But so I was kind of, just kind of like playing it cool. And she had a boyfriend, like all that. But I didn't let her know, how much I liked her and all that. And what happened was, as Cindy had said earlier, we got to be friends. I liked her. I liked who she was. She was down to earth. Wasn't this movie star or anything. So I just liked her, and this things happened. Like I said, the timing, just like wasn't right. And of course, timing is so big. It's so like a big in life anyway. But you never know.
Well, that's a true confession right here. You heard
that's
it
the
first.
Truest kind of confession.
He said he didn't just say crush on her. He said husband. He said husband. And a lot of men shy. I ain't gonna man bash, but a lot of men shy away from the word husband. So he said husband. So we're supposed to fall in line with the true confession. I confess I've never wanted to marry.
Well, I'm glad, Shirley, that
I confess that I don't want to marry her. She's my sister, and
yeah.
So I don't have that confession. But anybody in life that I wanted to marry, no, I don't have that fantasy of anyone.
It's funny because so many young ladies and girls and teenagers and stuff, they dream of what their man is going to be like, and I never did that. I was always dreaming of what my house was going to look like, what my car was going to be. And that's terrible, but I just really had no expectations of ever wanting to be married. I wanted a child, but I didn't want to be married. But then here I go, bam, 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 marriage, doing the right thing, never doing the right thing for me. And so I'm back to that original thought of, I don't want to be married anymore. At this point in my life, I don't know if I ever want to be with a man in any way besides friendship. I'm
oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm there.
That's a true confession right there. She said,
Yeah,
look, I'm hanging it all up. I understand that. They say when you get to the point of total letting it all go, that's when the right one comes along. That's what they say. But I remember I was on a mancation, no man for a minute. And you never know what happens. They say that's when the one comes.
Well, I'm not so arrogant to say never, but I know within me right now, I have no desire to be anything but friends with men. I love men. I got great men in my life, friends in my life. And that's, to me, not because of men, but because of me, because I make decisions that aren't good for me. So I just want to get on my own feet, take care of myself, do the right thing by me, and get my career going back to where I want it, get my home the way I want it. And then if that's what God has for me, God has that for me, but I'm not looking for it. And I will be fine if that doesn't come anymore. I'm fine with just loving me and loving my friends,
Yeah. So Shelly Shell, that's what call that a mancation? What's that? I never heard that. That's a new one.
Mancation meaning I'm done. I'm with Cinda. I was done. I was so done. I took a, we all. I don't know if everybody, but a lot of people have those ones they hang on to just in case, or the backup plan. The backup plan. It was like, no, I don't want a backup plan. I don't want to pay for. Went on a mancation and just just loving life, loving yourself, and that's what you have to do. That doesn't mean that the opportunity, if God sends it and it's the right opportunity and it happens, cool. But when you get to that place of total, like, I'm good, it is the best place in the world, because you're not gonna, even when you find your person, or God gives you that person, you're not gonna want to have the backup plan. Because I've always had a backup plan.
Okay.
True confession,
So
lifelong lesson.
So you never found that one. You said that you never found that one, or the one person.
Until you find that one person. So how about you, Barney? That's your true confession. But have you ever been married? I mean, just
No, have not been married. Come close, maybe say honestly twice. And at one point, for like one person, I wasn't ready, and she was, and the other person I was ready, and she wasn't. So I always assumed that I'd get married, one day. I love kids. I always, wanted to have kids, but it just didn't happen. I think that's why I like to work with kids now, because I love kids so much. But it didn't ever happen. For me again. I would say I really have been in love maybe about 3 times in my life, maybe 3 times. Just not counting the one with Cinda. I mean, 3 times. So, but no, but like I'm like you guys. I'm happy with myself. If I met that one, person now, I'd be open to it. But if not, then that's fine. I'm good.
So James says, good afternoon. Is it Keon? I hope I said it right. Said, hi, Shelly. Malik, says good afternoon.
Is that Keon Harkham?
Yeah.
Hey, Keon, I got your call. I'll call you back. I'm sorry. I
Paula,
get it.
Hey.
Hi, Mama Paula. I got that message too. I'm going to return that one today too.
James said, never say never. Malik Eshmael said, the greatest love of all should be reserved for self, then beyond when you're ready to give and receive love. And he's been happily married for 26 years. Amen.
What? 26 years? Can we do an interview just based off of that? How do you do that? How is that possible?
Malik, you've never been on this show, so we need to connect, and maybe we can have you on this show. We had you on the Melanie Morning Show, but I would love to have you on this show because you are so interesting. So hopefully we'll set that up. So reach out.
26 years. That's a rarity, and I'm sure it may happen somewhere else in life. It's just that you don't always meet the people like that. 26 years.
I don't know those people. Nobody in my family. That's not true. My brother Hassan.
I was saying Hassan. I thought Hassan was married.
Hassan has been married. His daughter is 21, so about 23 years. So he's getting there.
Oh, he's there too. Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hassan. It does happen. As I said, the best place, like Malik said, love yourself. When you get to the point of total love of yourself, meaning you're fine with everything that God gave you. It may not all be perfect, and you may still be working to evolve and transform. But as long as you're happy within yourself, I promise you, it exudes all over, and it just happens, and life happens, and
that is exactly why nothing has ever worked for me, because I have been evolving towards loving myself for a long time. People get confused. They look at you and they see your career, or they see what they think. And, it's been a lifelong lesson to learn to like myself, let alone love myself. And until I'm there, I don't think that, that is for me again.
And I would have to say, go ahead and wait. I would say, I'm not a counselor, but I've always wanted to be. So I would say, yeah, go ahead and wait till you have that total love for yourself, because then you'll start, the energies would attract that love, that energy. When you love yourself so much and you're satisfied with God, and you're like, oh, I'm so in love with God, and God gave me this body, I'm here, I'm me. And then it just attracts the love that you deserve. And you deserve all the love in the world.
Yeah.
And Barney might just be sitting there still waiting.
Oh,
How many years it's been? You left the area. I don't know whether you put it out there. You left California back in what, 2014?
in 2005.
2005. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, he's been gone a long time. I've only seen you like maybe twice since you moved. You know, when I came to perform there because that's right, because I did a show in Virginia where you're from. So I saw you then, and I hung out with his family, got to know his family. We were lovely people. And then I saw you when I played at Blues Alley. So tell us, Barney, let's get into you a little bit more, although I've enjoyed this conversation so far. So you are one of several boy children, right? Y'all were, it was all guys?
Yeah. Yeah, in my family, my mom and dad had 4 sons, 4 hard heads, so no girls, but we got along fine, and we had a very good childhood. My parents did get a divorce when I was about 11, but my father was always in our life, so he was one of those fathers that didn't go away, was always in our life, so we had a very good childhood.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I always thought that it was the people that had parents that stayed together forever that ended up being able to do that too. Exactly. And it's obviously not true. Like I said, my brother's been married to his first and only wife for 23 years. And I don't ever see them doing anything but that. So that's not true, but that's what I used to think. Do you think that your parents' divorce had anything to do with the fact that you have not found that yet, or just timing, Barney?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so with my parents getting, like a divorce. I kind of, even as a kid, as I said, like I was about 11 years old, and I knew my parents did not be married at the time. They argued a lot, didn't get along. So no, but that didn't affect me, how I looked at women or like anything, after that. Again, I look back, and I've had some really nice girlfriends over the years. I wonder if I stayed with this one or this the other one. I think in like my case, I always had a little bit of a backup plan always, as Shirley said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I must admit, I have very high standards. The women that I mean seriously, the women that I can marry almost had to be perfect,
So
what does perfect mean to you?
And speak up a little bit more, because you're a little low. So I need you to, use that coach. That coach. Yes, I have a perfect. No, I'm just saying.
Yes. No. And again, like looking back, I always wanted the woman to look a certain way, to look like this and that. The hair had to be white. Had to be it's right. A body. I do like a woman who's very, very smart. I do. Intelligence was always, something that I look for. Like in a woman. But I think I was too, what's the word? Too picky. Yeah, I think my mom.
You think?
My mom said one time, "But you are too picky."
Yeah.
That can never meet the perfect, a girl. But I think, I said earlier, timing was so important. Again, when I was ready, the girl wasn't ready. When the girl was ready, I wasn't ready. Yeah, but like I said, I always wanted to get get married to that one woman, but just didn't happen. No, but my parents divorced and didn't have anything to do with me.
Yeah, I also wonder about trainers. I mean, you're very physically fit. You know what I mean? You're a bodybuilder. You're trying.
It was a past tense.
Well, I don't know now. I haven't seen you in a couple of years. Maybe as far as I know, you're in great shape. And I found
try your camera again. See if it works. Let's see. Try your camera again.
No.
But I found that men that are into their own physiques and their own body, do you think that affects what you want your woman to look like? Because
Well, I didn't want, necessarily a woman that, she didn't have to, like be in the gym every day. She didn't have to work out every day.
Okay.
But that was, no. In fact, that wasn't, that's something I looked for. I mean, I wanted to be in shape, physically. But again, not being, like I'm all this, but I like the overall woman, the body, like and the mind. So no, she didn't have to be in gym with for me, like like all the time. Just she had look nice and nice personality and all those things. But yeah,
Mhm.
um,
Is
I
that
didn't.
still the case now? I mean, is
Oh
that
yeah, oh yeah, in your case now. I mean, what
oh
happened? Yeah, what happened when I was back in my my work. I was always either at a school, working at school, and still most teachers are women. So most people that I met at my job. I didn't go to clubs or things like that. Nightclubs, hang out, and all that stuff. I met just a lot of my people. Kind of the you know uh, my I guess girlfriends or whatever. Like on my job. So and at the gym, I wasn't looking for the girl at the gym who looked like the perfect a body. So I think that's just the timing. Like I said, a woman I met. But no, I didn't have that thing that she had to look, be like perfect shape. No, it wasn't at all. In fact, the women that have those bodybuilder shapes are not very appealing
Mm,
to me as a man. I
mm.
can look at those like women that have the really strong legs and arms and biceps and all that stuff. I can always appreciate how they look.
Mm.
But that wasn't what I was really like looking for.
Oh, so you want something that's a little softer than all that hard muscle.
I'm gonna say I like a very feminine
Mm,
woman. Very,
mm.
very feminine. Not that I mean I like and they like would have to like a sports like I do. I mean, I know I love sports. They wouldn't have to like sports, but I did like like women that had a little feminine touch.
So Ramon says hi. Bond says this is an eye opener. And Malik Jenkins say, "What's up, y'all? What's up?" So okay, so you obviously love sports. Did you play sports when you were young?
Oh yes, that's all that we did. Of course, like nowadays, these kids have all these other like options of video games and Instagram and Twitter, like all that. Of course, when I was coming up, all we did was play outside. I was okay at basketball. I was good at football. I was very good at baseball, but I excelled in track. So we played, sports, like every day. Got into school, high school, played like all the sports. That was a big part of my life.
Mhm. Your mom, four boys. Now, when your parents, went their separate ways, your dad was still a part of your life. But did you stay with your mom or did you go with your dad?
Oh no, we stayed with with like our mom. We were in Richmond, and my dad he moved to D.C. He was like he wasn't in the same city. But so my mom did a lot of the raising. Again, my dad was always our life. We spent our summers with our dad, but my mom did most of the raising. Again, we weren't kids running the street and and all that. We never talk back to our mom. But yeah, my mom did a lot of the everyday raising. Yes, and she was great. I mean, she's great. She's like very smart about raising kids. She knows how to raise kids. She was always the one mom in the neighborhood that everybody liked. That know that that like everybody went to.
See,
Like all the
that's
kids.
why I understand your taste because your mom is beautiful and your mom is feminine and strong and I mean, I really the time that I spent with her, I really love your mom. So I can understand how your standards would be so high,
Yes,
because you're the primary woman in your life is such an awesome person. And I don't get that you're a mama's boy. I don't get that from you at all. More of a daddy's boy than a mama's boy, but you definitely love your mom. But
yeah,
she's a really wonderful, beautiful role model for women. So I
yeah,
can see how it would make it more difficult to What do you
But is
think,
that
Shelley?
what relationships are? I mean, is it really about what someone looks like? Is it really about the perfection of what you're visually seeing? Or how about couldn't it be more about compassion and being compatible? It would, you know what I mean? Maybe that's why I know that when I got to that point in life when I realized it's not about what someone looks like and what I want. Of course, I wanted this, and this. You know, we all had the list, but when I realized it's more about what the heart of a person is, more about the heart and what they and what how compatible they are with my heart. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
when I started to shift the really shift and say, you know what? I've had all those things that I thought were my vision of what I wanted. But once I got to that point where I was like, I'm looking at the heart of the person, how good the person is, how their heart is for it. First, God, heart got to be for God first. And then when you say, all right, if they got a heart for God, that means they're gonna have a heart for me, and they earn me. Oh my goodness, I saw this video today. Said it was Olivia Pope in remember that show she was on? She said, I am not going to be your side joint. You're going to have to earn me. When they start earning you, that's a whole
Scandal.
different story.
And I've always thought that dealing with people, women and men, I think you want to love that person, but you also want to like that person. And there's a big difference between love and like.
Mhm.
And I think that you can love someone but not like them.
That's true.
And if you like that person, they like you. They go a long way in making things, and then like making things last and work.
Yeah, I mean, and when I was talking about his mother, yeah, she's pretty to look at, but no, her spirit is just lovely.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's a good spirit.
She's
Her heart.
she's smart in her heart. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I'm saying he's so picky because of that.
Yes. Well, yeah, you might be right about that. Yeah, but you're probably right.
You good? Well, I understand being picky, but I really believe that it's really about the heart and she's soul. But whatever God has for you, that'll come along. But now you have the kids, which the world needs. The world needs someone who cares about our kids and will coach our kids. I mean, because there's so many people in this world who don't have time for kids. They have their own kids, or they don't want to be bothered with kids. But because you don't have any kids, you're able to coach kids, right? What is that like?
Oh, I love it. I mean, it's something, I've been like being a coach in sports for now, God, 43 years. I'm trying I'm doing the math in my head. I've been like working with kids for that long, 43 years, and I love it. I mean, when I go to work with the kids, like I'm going now in about another like half hour or so to coach my team, it's really not like work. I enjoy, helping the kids. I think hopefully I'm making some, big difference, like in their life. Like teaching them, skills, in the sports, whether it's a training or track, but also like to teach life skills. And that's the main thing that I want to do with for the kids is just, giving them that role model and to help them out. So with the kids, that's like something else. I mean, someone asked me the other day about, well, okay, how long have you been doing this? Are you gonna retire in a couple of years? I said, no, we'll retire. I don't think so, because I'll be doing this probably till the day I die. If I'm working with a kid the day I die, then I die happy. So
They
working with
won't be
kids
happy.
is great. So like, working with the kids is, it's great. I mean, they have their ways, and it's a little bit different now than say it was 20 years ago. I do think, some kids now are very, used to having, their like own way, either at home or like, or like what have you. So the kids I have now are very much upscale kids. This one group I have now, they're very much upscale kids. Sometimes I have to bring them back down to, earth. So along with the teaching the sport, like I'm doing, again, like I said earlier, like to teach them the like, like life skills and things like that. So the work with kids, that's a good blessing.
I know that for me, I used to do a lot of mentoring early in my life.
Yes.
And I'm starting to do a lot more mentoring. But when I had my daughter, everything went to her. And so, a good 18 years, that was my focus. She was, so in a way, it really feeds communities and feeds people when there are people like you who haven't had children, because when you have your own, man, that's all you're focused on, because that's all you can honestly have. And if you have more than one, like my siblings all have more than one, it is a full-time job, and then you got to work too. So, as much as I know, absolutely know you would have been a freaking awesome dad, you are being a very positive male role model for girls and boys galore over all of these years. That, because you're right, some parents, man, they get so caught up in their jobs and their own personal, that they don't give their kids what you can give their kids.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. That's right.
So have you ever had any like crazy experiences with any parents? Because that to me seems to be the hardest part for coaches.
Oh yes, I have several of them. I mean, and I do understand where the parents are, coming from, But yeah, I had a number of them. I had one not long ago. This track runner I had. She was a young girl, and they hired me to be her coach. So they heard about me. They said, "Hey, hear that? Coach Cobb is the best coach around." So they actually hired me, like I said, to work with their daughter. This is running, and she I met her, and I kind of watched her run, and she looked okay. Trained her for a couple of weeks or months, and then she really looked good. And I told her dad, hey, your daughter has talent. I think if you really work with me, she has talent. I told him that if she stayed with me for about 2 or 3 years, I think she can win the national championship. Make a long story short, in 2 or 3 years, she won the national championship. But what I noticed with her dad, he got a little bit jealous of me working with his daughter. Each year, he kind of was interfering a little bit more. And I would say, well, that's his daughter. I'm not going to really, like tell him how to raise his daughter. But what happened in that case was that he just got jealous. He finally took her, and he just finally, fired me as her coach. So you find parents like that who sometimes get jealous of the relationship that that you might have with like their child. And then you have these other parents who think their child should be doing everything. Their child should be, get more playing time, like in the sport, when they really are not really that great, And so yes, a lot of interference. Well, not a lot, some interference with parents over the years. But I must say that most of the parents that I work with have been very, very helpful. They appreciate, what we do, and that makes it enjoyable. But yeah, you do get a few of those, parents that do really interfere too much.
I know that, being the parent, I was a parent of a sporty girl, and you are very, very engaged in what they're doing, but you also I witnessed so much craziness. I mean, some of these parents were ridiculous. It got to the point, she played basketball. It got to the point where if we were in an away game at some of her AAU stuff, I would stay in the doorway of the gym to stay away from all the parents, because they were so brutal and mean and nasty, and to the opposite team, yelling and cussing at coaches. It was ridiculous. And when we would play at home, I would always sit way up high and far away, because that negative energy really affected me in a bad way. And I couldn't enjoy watching my daughter play, not because of the kids. I mean, some of the kids were crazy. They would try to hurt her because she was so good. And that happened to both of my sisters. Megan and Mackenzie got hurt really badly because they were basically beat down because they were too good. Especially Megan, because she was so tall. She, 6'6", and she was fast, and she was rough, and she was good. And they took her down. They messed up her knees, and their parents are like, yeah. And I to be a coach to me is an amazing, if you can do it and do it long term and keep good relationships with everyone, I think that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Coaching again, I've been very lucky in life. I found something that I have a um, mm, real passion for, and
Mhm.
get paid for doing it.
Mhm.
So the coaching is something that I feel very fortunate to be doing that, and also working with the kids.
So
The
do you
parents,
still train? Oh, go ahead. What you say? You was reading the thing?
I just said good. Vaughn said good to love what you do, that you would never retire from it. So he's agreeing with you. What'd you say, Shell?
I was saying, I know you do the coaching, but do you do the training too, the physical training to help people too?
yes, I now since I've been back home, I've been doing more coaching than training. But no, I still do the personal training. I have one family, and the man is about 80 something, and his wife's about maybe 80, and I train them 2 or 3 times a week. Go to their home, we like work out. We do a like workout that's fitted for that age group, and like this afternoon, I have a client now. He's a high school age. He will do a completely like different workout, obviously, than the like older adults. So I'm still doing personal training at the gym. Um, Mostly, high school and older, where my training for track is mostly for people like 17 and under. Yeah, so personal training, I mean, that's really cool because I like that because it really is a one-on-one. And one-on-one, you can really get to know the person, like with Cinda. And so the personal training at the gym, I got people that want to get bigger and bigger muscles. I got one that have some that want to just like lose weight. So I guess I got the best of both worlds. Uh, Kind of like being a coach at a team sport, but also get to work like one on one with the actual like the personal training.
So are you a mean trainer or one of those
Uh,
tough ones or,
well,
or super nice?
but Cindy can tell you I'm not a mean trainer. But
But he'll push you.
yeah, okay, yeah, yes. I put like this. The word a personal trainer means that it's personal. What I like to do is like get to know that client and find out like what they need. And some clients need that kick in the butt, and some need that pat on the back. And the personal trainer, if he's good, will get to know his client, as I said, and really give them what they need. So I'm not mean, I'm not soft, just whatever's needed. I think am just persistent and can be very pushy at times. But yeah, I'm not one of the guys that's gonna yell in your face. Yeah, do this, do that. No, one more, five more. I can do that in a way that's gonna get the best like out of you.
Yeah, I always feel like Barney, at least I felt like Barney, he was really good with me when it comes to pushing me, but not being mean. He wasn't ever mean. Some trainers just, it's like they don't like people, especially if you don't do what they tell you to do, the way they tell you. Barney was very kind. He was hard. I mean, he wouldn't let me stop, but at the same time, I could tell it was coming from a place of caring about what I needed and what I wanted, instead of it being an ego pride thing for him. Because some of the egos I've met in that world are different. I want to read these couple of these things before DJ Cadisco says his words. Jason Jones says, Shelly, missing you in the music videos with you and Keith from Up the Block. So, by the way, Keith and I got some stuff coming up. Vaughn says, Ken, this is a question for you. Before I read that one, because it's a question, I'm going to say what Malik Ishmael said. He said, I think in life we are either doing what we want to do or what someone else wants us to do. When can you do what you are passionate about is very purposeful, right? True. Vaughn says, can you get bigger muscles and lose weight?
Oh, this is for me. Okay. Well, you know what? Yes, because you can get bigger muscles now, bigger, and also the number on the scale can be different. And it's something that I've argued with trainers about like over the years. And some people think one way, and some think the other way. And listen to this: fat and muscle, they weigh the same thing. I mean, if you put five, so if you put like 5 pounds of fat, put it on a scale, the number's going to say 5. You take it off. You put 5 pounds of muscle on the same scale, it say 5 pounds. The difference is that the muscles, they take up less space. So you can lose weight and build muscle at the same time. What you really are like looking at the shape of your body, which I think is is important. I think I'm getting off the question that he asked. But I think how your body is shaped and what your body is made up of is more important than the number on the scale. But to answer his question, yeah, you can lose weight and build muscle at the same time. Yes, you can. And of course, the other part of that equation is what you eat. What you eat is just as important as your workout. You can work out all day, every day, and do everything right. But if you don't eat right, then you won't see the changes in your body that you would want to see.
Hey, kid, what you want? You want to say something?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kid said, I ain't worked out a day in my life. No, I'm just playing.
That too, but I missed so much of I didn't really hear it. I was stuck at the true confessions.
Well, we're glad to see you though. Good to see your face.
I can give you my true confession. That's
okay.
Where I live.
All right.
I'm probably one of those 1 in 50 black people that love MASH.
Mm-hmm. Love
TV show
MASH? And still watch the reruns to this day.
Oh, MASH? You said MASH?
Yeah.
Oh, he's giving us a different confession.
Oh, your confession was supposed to be based around either having a crush that you wanted to marry somebody that nobody knew, like your crush.
Oh.
or dream or fantasy or something like that. But since you're married, I don't know if you want to go there.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Okay.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Yeah, I wouldn't go there.
Nah. So
unless you said the only person I wanted to marry was my wife. That is it. That's all I wanted to do. That is my crush for life.
Jill Scott.
That was his crush. Yeah.
Jill
Scott. I understand that because she's very feminine, very beautiful, and you like thick women, so she fit the look. Yeah.
He's laughing because you missed it. Barney just likes a woman to look a certain way, kind of fit, kind of pretty, but he don't like fluffier.
Yeah, he's not a fluffier. Vaughn said you can't work out a poor diet. True that. Poor diet.
Oh, ask me that? Yeah, I mean, well, again, that's part of the plan. You got to eat right. I mean, you can work out. If you don't eat right, you don't see the changes or improvements as much as you might if you. But I really don't really ever use the word diet. I mean, diet is what everybody eats, but I don't really say you need to like go on a diet. You can eat, like normal or quote like regular food.
Yeah, it's just about how much. It's about how much, right?
Yeah, it's about how much you eat. It's about how much you eat, the volume, and also what I mean. So you can eat regular food and still eat healthy. Just want to overdo it. I mean, everybody knows you shouldn't eat pizza at 12 midnight. I mean, everybody knows that. So it's like discipline to eat right, which is the hardest part.
So you shouldn't go work out all day long, be pumping that iron all day and be like, oh, it's 12 midnight, I'm hungry, let me eat a pizza or let me eat something, right?
Well, what happens, you do that, you're taking like, 2 steps forward, then 2 steps back.
Let me ask you this, Barney, because my body has completely changed since the days of training with you. I mean, that was a long time ago, and I had a child, and I recognize that I cannot work out. Like how we worked out does not work for me anymore. As a matter of fact, I tried to do that. I was doing that hard push, running and not running physically. I can't run, my knees won't take it, but doing hardcore cardio, hardcore this, that, and the other. And I was gaining weight. I was not losing weight. I couldn't stand it. And I read this book about the differences in hormonal, what happens when you age, especially when you're a woman, menopause, post menopause. And what I found, because of all the hormones that go wreak havoc on your body, if you work out too hard at my age, or at least with my body, then it can do the opposite thing. So how I had to change was, now I just do 3 20-minute strength exercises a week, and I walk every day, and I do yoga. And I lost 40 pounds doing that.
Wow.
When I could not lose a pound before, when I was trying to do it the way I used to do it back in the day. Barney?
Yeah. So you're saying that your weight training is once a week?
I do weight training 3 times a week.
Oh, 3 times a week, and then you walk almost every day.
I walk every day. I walk about 5 miles a day.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Brisk walking, and I do yoga.
Okay,
that worked.
That's a lot. What you mean 5 miles a day? You might as well lose weight. That's a lot.
No, but when I was walking 5 miles before. I was walking and doing hardcore stuff 5 times a week for long, like an hour and a half workout. I'll go to the gym, I'd be in an hour and a half, and I was not losing a pound. I was getting bigger because my muscles were growing. So I was getting really thick, but the fat, and it was all hormonal for me. So have you found with older people that it's a different kind of exercise regimen?
Oh, definitely. And even with myself, I mean, like I can't work out like I did in days of, LA, because it's because of the age thing. So you have to be, smarter with your workout. Of course, like eating is still, part of the thing there. But yeah, you have to be smarter with the workout. So yeah, that is very true. It's being like efficient with what you're doing. You have to lift heavy weights, just maybe more repetitions. Do it maybe, like I said, like every other day. And the walking is great for you. So yes, that definitely is true that your body does change as you get older, as we all do. I just said women, as much more, like probably like most of the men. Yeah, but that's very true. I found out, for myself. I don't work out the same way I did 20 years ago, but I do work out still 5 or 6 days a week. I do a different workout. And you don't need to work out 2 or 3 hours a day. I work out now, basically when I work out an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most. And I'm still look good. Not as good as I used to. I wish I could look like I used to, but yes, you have to look at things differently as you get older.
So Paula said, what about night shift workers? You try to eat in moderation, and you might as well throw intermittent fasting out the window. You'll want to eat and eat and eat.
Well, if you like work at night, I mean, then your lifestyle is different. That's when like you're awake. You have to almost change your clock in your life. Light shift, 12 to 8, whatever you're working, you're awake. You go home, don't go to sleep if you like can help that. You do what you do, like run your errands, do this or that, then eat like 3 or 4 hours after you get off work, like most people do after they get off work, and then you sleep. But you just have to change on your clock. Your clock is the same as everybody, but also it's different time. So look at your lifestyle being differently, but still just not going home after work and sleeping, because eating and then going to sleep. Because that's still not good for you to eat and like go to sleep. Your body needs about 2-3 hours to like digest a like regular meal. Yeah. So just look at it as just, the same thing that you would do if you're working like 9 to 5, but just a different time. And I don't, and I think though that people should not use the excuse that they don't have time to like work out. They do. They have time to do the this and that. Again, hour, maybe hour and a half the most is really that all that anyone needs to like get in shape. It'll be, like 3, like 4 times a week, but just make the time. You have to make it a part of what you do every day or every other day, whatever.
I know when I'm working on movies, it's so hard because the hours are so long. And,
Yeah.
And that's why the walking for me works, because I can walk anywhere. Even if I'm on a set, I can walk around. I can walk back and forth. I can do get my steps in. And the yoga, I got my little phone. It can do it right, do a shorter exercise, shorter ones. But all right, well, we about to the end here. We got like 5 minutes. James says he works at night, and when he gets home, he tries to eat something light. So, because when he works at night, so everybody's different. Everybody is different. That's what I think is key. Is just figuring out what works for you. And
if you work, and if you work out, I mean, if you work, doing it like overnight, and like get off in the morning, it's like, okay, eat something then. You don't want to go to sleep. You can eat a meal or whatever, as long as you stay awake, because if you eat and go to sleep, it is going to add pounds to you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Barney, for a very fun conversation. I really didn't know how it would go. I was telling Shelly before, I was like, well, he's not really an entertainer, but he talks to me, so we'll see what happens. So it's been a lot of fun talking with you, Barney. Thank you so much. I know you're so busy, so I really appreciate you taking some time during the day.
I got to leave right now and go coach my kids at school there. But thank you for having me. And
so if someone's in Virginia and they want personal training, how can they reach you?
Oh, I'll give them an email, which is Barney Cobb. It's simply no name, Barney Cobb, the number 4 at gmail.com. Just send me, just shoot me a like email, and I'll get back to you. We can like work it out. All right.
Well, thank you so much. We'll wrap ourselves up. If you need to go on and go, and we'll wrap up the show. Thank you so much, Barney.
And tell you what I'll do the next time is get my a phone in order and be there, live, so actually can see me. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Barney.
Right. Okay. Thank you. All right then.
So, kid, you got something you want to share? Any information?
First of all, I'm sorry, y'all. Everything is going on at once. My internet. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My internet, then my computer.
So you got anything you want to share? We got 3 minutes.
Finally, the podcast is going to start. It's just going to be simply called The Culture.
The Coach?
Culture. The Culture.
Culture. Oh, nice.
You know what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
So, got a few DJs together, and we're going to start it in March.
Yay! So, DJ Kid Disco, if y'all didn't get that, he's got a new podcast that he's going to be doing called Culture with he and some DJs. So, it's going to be a lot of hip hop and awesome history. So thank you so much. I'm excited to listen in on that. Monica, you just joining us. We're done, girl. This was a good one. I'm not sure what Shelly's doing. I can share that I have this week's podcast for me is just me. I'm talking about my mentors. I have a lot of them, but I'm focusing on my titia, my great grandmother, my great aunt, and my Uncle James. So that's this week's podcast. But next week, hopefully, God willing, my uncle's technology will work and James Williams will be with us. It's his birthday on Monday on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, to all of you. Love you, love you, love you so much. And so it's his birthday. So we're gonna have him on the show next Wednesday, thank God. Or hopefully his technology will work this time. And I'm not sure what Shelly's got, but she's like in control of the show. So I guess I'll just keep talking till she comes back. So I'm also, happy Valentine's Day to you too, Vaughn. And everyone watching, love yourself, no matter if you're in a relationship with someone else or not. If you have children, that's love. If you have pets, that's love. If you have self-love, that's love. You love God, that's the ultimate love. Valentine's Day was made for commercial reasons to get us to buy stuff, but we can make it what we want to make it, and that's just about loving each other and loving this world. And I think it's a beautiful holiday for that. And I don't buy nothing for nobody. Nobody buys nothing. Well, I don't know. Somebody said they might give me I don't know. Maybe my baby girl. Who knows? So Marcia, thank you so much. And Vaughn, thank you. James, thank you. Everyone that has been on the show today, thank you. It is now noon. She must have had an emergency call. I can say while I stall that I also have a new podcast that I'm going to be working on. Don't have a start date yet, but Keith from Up the Block, or AKA Vernon, and I are going to be doing a very interesting podcast I am so excited about. Very different than PPC, kind of like the opposite. A lot of humor and short films and stuff like that. So we're very excited about that. We're working on it now, and we will announce when we're going to start releasing those podcasts. I'm not sure if we're going to do a radio show, but it will be a podcast for sure. Anything else? While we're waiting for Shelley to come back, does anybody have anything they want to share about what they're going to do for Valentine's Day? I can tell you, I'm getting my booster. And my friend Yolanda Harris, who's a friend of the station, is going to come, and we're going to get some lunch. I'm going to get an ID, a California ID now, so I can do some stuff. And my daughter's going to be with me. And her
Well, I'm married, so it's just business as usual.
It better not be shoot. It better not be just business as usual. You better get something for that lady. Make her dinner or buy her dinner or something.
Man, it's a work day. She ain't paying that no mind.
Well, sometimes though, even if they're not, a surprise gift of a nice meal might be enough. Sometimes the women say, I'm telling you, kid, we say, we don't care about that. But a nice surprise, we do care about. We like that, or every day. I mean, it could be Valentine's Day, or it could be 2 weeks from now. Those kind of little surprises are always a blessing to men and women, I think.
Yeah.
I was married for 20 something years. I'm telling you.
I'm being dumb.
Okay. All right. I was married for 20 some years. And if only a few times that had happened, maybe I'd still be married. I doubt it, but you never know. I mean, if some attention had been paid anytime on a Valentine's Day, on a anniversary, anytime, Christmas. Oh, we say we don't care, but we do. You don't have to be expensive. Don't have to be a diamond or a pearl. It could be just a note. I love.
She's like that.
Yeah. And it shouldn't just be on one, marketing day. I remember, when my kid used to, honey, ignored it completely. Valentine's Day was definitely ignored. But I remember being a kid, those little notes, remember those little pre-made notes that were all the same that the little kids would pass out.
Yeah.
Man, they loved
50
that.
of them in 50 different colors.
Exactly. Poems are nice, Vaughn, you know. Although I'm gonna confess something right now that's kind of hardcore. I had this guy I dated when I was a senior in college who was he wrote a lot of poetry, and it got to the point where I was irked by it. It's too much. I was like, stop writing poetry, please. Maybe he wasn't that great a poet. Maybe that's what it was.
Did he wind up becoming an author?
No, he did not. I don't actually know what he ended up becoming. He was a really nice guy. He's very nice. I don't know what he ended up doing because we broke up. We just dated. We weren't really boyfriend and girlfriend. But I just got tired of the poetry. I was like, it's too flowery for me. You know, I'm a tomboy. Yeah, Vaughn. Yeah, he said 20 years was a miracle. Too much of a thing could be bad. Yeah, about the poetry. And the 20 years was a miracle. We had a child we raised. So he's talking about the love language could have been different. That could be a whole show. We talk about love languages. I am definitely not a gift girl. I mean, ever. I've never been a gift girl. You don't have to give me things. I am a quality time girl. I want quality time. It doesn't have to be quantity, but it has to be quality. It has to be you looking in my eyes, not on your phone, not at sports, us talking like adults. And that means everything to me, you know. Yeah, somebody else, he mentioned words of affirmation. Some people need that. I think a lot of men that I've met over the years, that's their love language. They need to be told they're awesome. They need to be reminded of their kingliness, you know.
I met quite a few needy women that need that too.
Yeah,
tell me you love me.
Yeah, there are women that do. I've never dated a woman. I'm not gay, so I wouldn't know. But I have never needed somebody to say, "Oh, you're pretty" or "You're cute." I get that from fans and stuff, and so for me, it's you wanting to spend time with me, doing something. We don't have to spend no money. We can go to a park, sit there, and talk for an hour. You know, watch a movie together, laugh together. No, the poems were nice, Vaughn. It's just too much. It was too much for me. I dated a guy for a few years that I wanted to write me a poetry because he was a phenomenal poet. He was so good, but he never did. He never did it. He wrote for his past women, I guess. He never wrote one for me. So it's not the poetry, I guess it was the floweriness of them, and it's just the overkill of it. That
so just out of curiosity, did Shelley forget we're on the air?
I don't know. I'm guessing that it was a very important call she had to take. And so because she's the one that turned on the broadcaster, I can't do anything about it.
I can't do nothing.
I can do nothing. Neither one of us can. Hi, Noel. Vaughn said, that's why we need to heal so we can truly know our true love language and really be mindful of who our mate would be. Yeah, and you not only do you have to know your own love language and how you communicate, but you also got to know your partners. You got to figure out what they need, and you got to give it to them. You got to, whatever it is they need, that's how they receive love. You got to give it to them. Can't be mean about that. I know he needs to be affirmed, so I got to affirm him, if that's what it is. Or I know he food is the way to his heart. I got to cook, whatever that is. I got to figure it out.
Yeah, but what if it's excess?
Meaning diamonds and pearls?
No, the affirmation almost turns in kind of like
Oh,
narcissist.
yeah. No, I think someone would not believe you if you did it too much. You know what I'm saying? If it's like
But what if they want it? What if they want it so much?
then maybe that's not the mate you need to be with,
Hmm.
because they need to feed themselves some of that affirmation. You know, that's what Malik was talking about earlier. You have to be whole. You have to be well. And that's what I was saying. It's like I haven't been, I'm not. So until I am, I can't expect someone else to fill the hole that I need to fill myself. You know, so if somebody's like constantly needy for affirmation, then that means they need to work on themselves, I think. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Because I can't, there's never enough time in the day to heal someone else. God bless you. I think they need
No,
to.
it was called.
Oh,
My mama used to always say, "Only you can make yourself feel better about yourself."
yeah. And you have to learn how. You have to learn how. That's why, I have surprisingly something happening this Valentine's Day. My oldest friend and I are getting together and we're going to have a meal and hang out. But usually I'm alone. And so what I do for myself is I'll take a long bath. I'll listen to some music I love. I'll have me a glass of wine, you know, you know.
I
What
know when I was single, I didn't pay no money. That's less money I had to spend.
Yeah, I'm a treat for guys when I'm with them because I don't cost them a lot of money. I don't need to go out to fancy restaurants. I don't need all the gifts and stuff like that. I just need to know that you want to spend time with me and like me. And we like each
But
other.
then there are guys who need to flaunt to the world that they were able to do that. Yeah, I bought her the big rock and yeah,
Again, their issues, right? Their
yeah,
issues.
yeah. But there
Especially
are,
if they can't afford the rock. If they can't afford the rock and they're buying you the rock and
you
you
know
don't
what? I
even
don't
care
know
about
which
the
one
rock.
is worse, the
Hmm.
fraud or the one who can afford it. Because the one that can afford it, he's just as arrogant. You know,
But that's what I'm saying. Why is he doing it? Why is he doing it? Is he doing it for you because he is just in love with you and wants to shower you with what he can? Or is he
no, he
doing
wants to
it
show the
so
world
other
that
yeah. Then it doesn't
he's the
mean
man.
anything. It doesn't mean anything to me. That wouldn't mean anything to me. If you're giving me diamonds and pearls to show everybody else, that ain't about me. That's not quality. That's you fronting. And I don't care how much money you have. I don't want that. I want, like what Vaughn said, a vacation, to get a massage, to get a haircut, a great movie. Yeah. Yeah. But see, Vaughn, you said he might also be a gift person. His love language, he wants a gift given to him. Okay. Then depending on the woman and how much she can afford or whatever, then giving gifts randomly here and there is a good thing. Too much of anything is not a good thing. you know
True. Oh, very true.
like the poetry, like the guy with the poetry. It was so sweet at first I was like, oh my. And then I felt like he was trying to buy me with his poetry. My kid had that experience. She was with this guy who seemed at the time like he was a very nice person, but he gave her all these expensive gifts all the time. And this is high school. And I'm like, first of all, how has he got the money for this stuff? Second of all, why is he continuously trying to buy my kid with all this stuff? And she took it. She was like, yeah. He got her everything that she liked. But then it just like didn't mean as much anymore. It
Was
stopped.
he a rich kid or something?
No, I to this day do not know where his money came from because he wasn't working. I'm not gonna say what I think was probably happening.
He was a hustler.
Yeah. He was a hustler, but I mean he wasn't a stereotypical hustler. Um, yeah, he was a stereotypical. He wasn't that, but he was getting his money from somewhere, and then of course when it didn't mean anything because it was constant gifts, and that's not how she receives love. He then, they started having issues, and then when they breaking up, then he wants everything back. So it was never about her. It was about him. He wasn't giving her those gifts because of him. He was doing what you were talking about, kid. He was just trying to prove to people how awesome he was, and it wasn't good.
People like people that go rent a Bentley.
Right. Oh
I'm
gosh.
like, this mine. No, it ain't.
Yeah. James said quality time is always a good thing. But Vaughn said, I love quality time, but too much of that is always ends up bad. I don't see such a thing as too much quality time. I see a thing as too much quantity of time. Quality means just that. It might be 2 hours. It might be an hour, or it might be a weekend, or, date night. That's quality. When it's like constant and it's codependency, that's not quality time. That's codependency. I have had that too. I've had almost every bad thing you can have in a relationship. I've had it, but it was always my fault. It was always me because I need to heal me. Vaughn said, some people also try to make up for the past relationships they had. I think everybody does that. And it's not genuine. Right. Yeah, it's an issue. Maybe, can you call Shelly, Eddie? Because this is like, I don't mind talking. I can talk, especially since I have my friends here talking with me, but I do have work to do. And I'm sure you have work to do too. So, sure. So anyway, I'm gonna keep talking to you. Hi, Marcus, how are you? Thank you for joining the conversation. So what's your love language? Anybody that's listening, what's your love language? And you're right, renting a Bentley to go to dinner in Beverly Hills before an awards thing, why not? There's nothing wrong with that. That's not squalling anything. That's special. But he was talking about somebody that's pretending they own a Bentley. They go out these days and they're pretending they own it, and they don't. Here she is. Girl, we just been talking.
I heard you. I apologize. That was important, very important. Very important.
Figured it had to be. So, but we've been talking. I've had Vaughn and Marcus and James and other folks. So we can end the show now. Do you have anything that you want to share before we say goodbye?
Hey, 30 interviews in 30 days is still going on. Today is day 9 and we're still going strong. So keep watching. Follow me on Instagram at Shelly Show Williams. That is it. Urban Expression is still 30 years. Oh my goodness, they're having a celebration in honor of to honor us on March 26th at Commodore Barry. That's at 9 o'clock. So Uptown Standard newspaper, they're like, hey, we want to honor you. That is amazing to even think of us like that and say, hey, we're going to honor you. So that is March 26th, and they have free tickets for now, only for today. So
all right, Uptown Standard. Check it out if you're in the area, or if you just want to fly there. I have friends that do that. So one more, I'm going to read this last thing, a couple of things before we say goodbye, because you spent the time, you hung out with me. Vaughn says affirmation and quality times are his top. Affection might be his second. Okay, I think that a woman, a good woman, your woman probably is doing that. Thank God.
I'm sure your woman is doing all of that.
Paula said, my love language, my husband buying me reams of printer paper and cooking me chapati. Oh, girl, I heard that.
Cooking you what? What is that called?
I don't know. I said chapati. I don't know if that's how you say it. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. But it's probably an African dish, huh?
Chipotle.
No, not Chipotle. He's African, so I'm guessing it's an African dish. And he's a very good cook. So I gotta get some of that food. Indian flatbread. That's what it is. So
Indian flatbread. Okay, that sounds good too.
I only known it as naan. So I guess he does that too. You lucky girl. She been married forever too. So God bless. God bless everyone that has found that. But everyone that is not into that or has different kind of love, don't forget, enjoy you, love everybody. Let's make this holiday about real love, not about buying stuff. All right. All right. We love you. Have a wonderful weekend. And don't forget to listen to my podcast, Just Me, Myself, this time on PPC, the PPC podcast on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, and a whole bunch of other places. Check it out. All right. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Same time, same place, 2 to 3 Eastern.
2 to 3 Eastern. I was trying to go off with the song, but
No worries.
I lost it.
PPC, PPC.
PPC, 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 yeah. PPC, PPC, CPC, yeah. Join me so we can grow together. Conversation, get that healing. Let them know what they're missing. Share with your best friend. Tell them come hear this, yeah. Don't you cherish your blessings, powerful lessons, true confessions, yeah. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you. PPC, yeah.